At a press conference in New York, a new fragrance was introduced by actress Cher.
It's spicy, it smells oriental, and it also smells sweet.
The fragrance is called Uninhibited, and Cher explained its meaning.
I have many inhibitions, and I think that's why it's a good name, because all women can then use it and be who they are. I mean, if this goes really well, we've talked about doing cosmetics and things, makeup, which I'm totally into, and I think I know a lot about, and I'd really like to bring some of my ideas into the marketplace.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Wilmed Reviews. To say it's been a hot minute since my last video would be a vast understatement. Yes, I have not done a video in years. Reason for that, I really don't have a reason. I just didn't really feel the want to do any videos, though my collection for fragrances, which is what mostly this channel pretty much just was, that collection has grown substantially. I have a pretty big collection now. Actually, I want to get rid of some. I think I'm going to do a video on that, on the ones that I'm going to be getting rid of. But yeah, in case though, if you remember, if you saw the old video, if not, check it out, it's still on my channel. But one of the first ones I believe I did was of this bad boy right here. This is Cher Eau de Couture. First of all, you can see I've used this one quite a lot. This is the first one I ever got as an adult. Now, this one, I would say is, like, when I first got this was my signature scent. I really loved it. Again, I go more in depth in that video. This is not what this video is about, obviously, as you can tell. But I do really love this a lot. If you don't know, if you just want a brief overview of it, it's a incensey, vanilla, sandalwood kind of scent with powdery, spicy overtones. It's unisex. It's really lovely. I love it so much. When I first got this was my signature. Of course, since I've gotten to collecting, you know, you start to wear, you know, stuff, and you want to appreciate your whole collection and have stuff for different occasions, I guess. But recently I've rediscovered how much I really love this one and how much it really agrees with me. And yeah, this one's fantastic. And also you can get this cheaper than ever now. It's really accessible. So I thought it'd be kind of fitting that, you know, since that was one of my top favorites, that was my signature. I think I'm going to start making that my signature again because I really love it so much. Kind of fitting that my comeback video would be of this. So yeah, with that, I just want to quickly say I would like to relaunch the channel, not just for fragrances, but like other stuff that I want to review. So if you're interested, make sure you subscribe or stick around if you still are. If you still are, I'm shocked. Thank you for sticking around. But yeah, so you can kind of tell what we're going to be talking about. So yeah, so I'm going to be talking about Cher's original fragrance from 1988 or 1987. I always get it swapped. Which I'll go and show is Uninhibited. Now, I've always was curious about this. I mentioned this in my original review, that how much I love this, and a lot of people compare this to Uninhibited. In fact, a lot of people believe that Cher was kind of like trying to recreate Uninhibited with this, but make like a kind of, I guess, more modern version of it. So I've always been interested in Uninhibited, not only because it's so similar to Eau de Couture, which I love so much, but also for a collector standpoint, and also, again, I love Cher. I love her so much. I talk about that also in my original review. I'm a huge fan of her, and I love all her fragrances. I also have her Decades collection. I love everything she's done. I think she has a really good, you know, vibe, I guess, because she is really involved in these. She was really involved in this. There's a lot of videos of her talking about it, and I love hearing her talk about it. I love how passionate she is. And Eau de Couture, like, she worked on this for like 3 years, you know, trying to perfect it. So yeah, so I always had an interest in Uninhibited, but a few things kept me from getting it. First of all, the price. It's become quite a collector's item, you know. And also, not gonna lie, so the period it came out in, which again, late 80s, which I love the 80s, but the two notes in Uninhibited are aldehyde and ylang ylang, and that's in Chanel number 5, and Elizabeth Taylor White Diamonds, which I'm not a huge fan of. I really am not an aldehyde person at all. I think it's quite chemically, and I just don't like it. And Ylang Ylang is probably fine on its own. I'm not too familiar with it, but it's usually that double combo that I don't like. And that's some notes that are in Cher's Uninhibited. So that always kind of turned me off. I was always like, right, even though people say this is the original of Eau de Couture and it's very similar, would I just smell the aldehyde, you know? So I was always kind of nervous too, and it's so expensive. But recently, I wasn't even planning on buying it. I just saw on eBay this like little tester here for like $10, and I was like, hey, that's great. I can collect it. I collect Cher. That way, I can not only know what an inhibited smells like that question can finally be answered for me, but keep it as a little keepsake. If I don't like it, at least I know. And also, even if I do like it, I was like, I'll be satisfied with this little keepsake. Yeah, you can kind of guess where that's going, because that didn't happen. But also, I'll show you this right here. First of all, can I just say I love the aesthetic of the marketing of this. I love like her name there. Everything. I think it's so beautifully packaged. So, once you see this, yeah, you can see quite a hit was taken on that. I was planning on just savoring this and keeping it, just this, and not buying the perfume. I did not have much willpower. I really did not. If you want to see that, and yeah, the ambery color of the fragrance, you can really tell what era it came out in, because all of them look like that at that time. Again, very White Diamonds, Chanel No. 5. They all have like ambery color to them, honey color too. So yeah, you can tell I really love this. And no, it's not like White Diamonds or Chanel No. 5. It is very similar to Eau de Couture. It has a lot of the same DNA, but I actually ended up finding I love this one way more. So with that being said, piece de resistance. Well, first of all, let's just show the box. So I got it. Yeah, you probably saw that coming. First of all, I saw that. I don't know where it was. It like shined. It looked really cool. Yeah, it looks really nice. I love this packaging so much. I don't know what I would call this aesthetic. Like, to me, it looks kind of like mosaic, Indian, maybe South Asian. It's very beautiful. Also matches the fragrance a lot. Again, I love the emblem here of her name. It's so beautiful and classy. It really fits her aesthetic in the 80s. Her 1987 self-titled album is one of my top favorite albums of her, and the way this smells and the way this package really reminds me of that. Like, I can imagine her smelling like this in the music video for We All Sleep Alone. I can even imagine this on her dresser because she's in like a bedroom. But yeah, again, I love this packaging so much. I think it's so beautiful and classic, but really, really elegant. I love it so much. And you can see there, 90 ml. Yeah, I got a big bottle. So let's not play around. I know you all probably want to see it, because there's really not many videos of this on YouTube, surprisingly. Here it is. Oh, that's what I was talking about. I love that. It looks so nice. So, yeah, this is like, this is a classic perfume bottle. You want to see what the sprayer looks like. Also, it's interesting, the cap, how it fits on. When I saw it, I thought it would be something kind of like this, like, just something you can like twist around. It's not. It's like designed to like click in, like you can't really move it. And it's kind of like slanted. You can kind of see there. It's really cool. But yeah, this is a very classic 80s perfume bottle. Like, this would look really fancy schmancy on someone's dresser. It looks like almost like something from a movie. Again, look at that. Again, beautifully like honey, ambery color. I love that. I want to say, like, the cap is so funny to me because to me, so it looks like to me like a seashell with like a moon and like all these pearls. But to me, that makes it looks like it'd be like a like I think of like a mermaids when I see that, which is funny. 'Cause she has a movie called Mermaids, but it looks like to me this would be like an oceany aquatic smell, and that's not what it is. But yeah, so yeah, so this is 90 ml bottle. This, as far as I know, is like the biggest size they ever had. So I did pay quite a bit of money for this. However, I actually got considerably a pretty good deal because there was people online selling 50 ml bottles for like hundreds and hundreds more. Like, it was crazy. And it was a 50 ml, like I said. And people on the sellers were like, this is it. This is the biggest size you can ever get. And then I saw this, a 90 ml bottle for hundreds and hundreds cheaper. So I was like, something's not adding up here. Either this is a scam or that was a scam. And I would say that was a scam because this is legit. So yeah, I guess first of all, to answer the question, that yes, these are, trying to make them clack, there we go. These are definitely twins here. However, there is key differences, things I like better about both of them. So, first of all, before we get into it, let's get into the notes. I have Fragnetica open here. I'm trying to do this without editing a lot because I don't have time, to be honest. I want to get this video up because I have to get up early for work. But so the top notes are, yes, I'm on Fragnetica. The top notes are aldehydes, orange, bergamot. Middle notes are heliotrope, tobacco, ylang ylang, as I said before, geranium, jasmine, rose. Base notes then are vanilla, sandalwood, Virginia cedar, and vetiver. So some of those are definitely notes that are shared with Eau de Couture. That being bergamot, jasmine and rose, vanilla, sandalwood, and maybe vetiver. I might have to check on that. But yeah, so, and I will say, so definitely when you first spray this, you definitely get the aldehyde. It is very, again, similar to, I guess, White Diamonds and Chanel No. 5. However, I think that this aldehyde is so much better. First of all, this isn't straight aldehyde bomb. It's really, I don't know, it mixes really nice with all the rest of the notes. It's really beautiful. It's not like an caustic, in your face aldehyde, at least not to me. To me, it's a very warm hug of it. Like, this is the best of all the aldehydes because I have a few things with it. Again, I have White Diamonds because I do collect Elizabeth Taylor as well, which I would do a video on. And another Elizabeth Taylor one, Passion. Passion I like way more than White Diamonds and how it uses it. Then Chanel No. 5, I don't have that one because it's way too expensive, more expensive than this. And it's not a Cher one, so I don't care. You know, but I have smelled it in a store. From what I remember, I liked it better than White Diamonds. I would say this is the most similar of all of those to Chanel No. 5, but I like this more. So of all the ones I have that have used aldehydes, this one I think does it the best. And I'm not just saying that because it's a Cher one. I actually really do feel that way. And I do smell the orange and bergamot just in the initial first spray, but this isn't really, to me, a citrusy, fruity smell. So on my arm here, I'm trying not to hold up too much because I don't like the light getting on it. I smell this one fresh, and then I have this paper here also. Or, you can't see, I wrote Cher there. That's kind of, it dried down a bit. So, how to compare it? So, they're definitely, the vanilla is a big thing in this, and that's another thing very similar to Eau de Couture. In fact, the vanilla is really what sticks on me the most, especially clothes. And that tobacco note too. It's like a very, in incense. Actually, I didn't see incense listed on here. I'm sure it probably was, though. That might be something I missed, but I'm sure it has incense in it. Because this does have a smoky, ambery. Also, I'm surprised amber is in a note, too. I just noticed that as well. But it does have a smoky tobacco, vanilla. I guess though that does kind of make sense because this one is definitely, I guess, more incensey. Like this one does have like smells of like a sandalwood or vanilla scented incense candle. And then this one, I guess it does make sense that it's tobacco because this one, some parts of it remind me of like cigar smell. Like I have a really nostalgic memory of being in the city as a kid with my parents and someone was smoking a cigar and there's like this weird sweetness to cigar smoke. It's really interesting. Like I don't like the smell like cigarettes or a lot of tobacco, but I really like the smell of cigars. Again, that's like one of those that people say like scent brings back memories, and this one kind of did that for me. It kind of brought back that memory. So I really like that a lot. And I do smell the heliotrope for sure. I actually really like heliotrope. I know it's not used a lot because I know it's not safe for like cats and dogs and stuff, which I have a few with heliotrope and I always stay away from my cat whenever I do. But I've heard some people say just the fragrance note isn't going to hurt them. It's more like the actual plant itself. Maybe someone in the comments can clear that up for me because I'm actually confused by that. But just to be safe, I kind of stay away from animals, bring this. But, I don't think though a little few sprays from a perfume is going to kill a dog or cat. But yeah, I do smell heliotrope. And I really like heliotrope. I think it's a really deep, spicy, sexy flower. It has jasmine. I love jasmine. That's another one of my favorite flowers. A very beautiful Asian flower. But yeah, the vanilla is the main thing. Also, the sandalwood. So when this dries down, so again, right here, again, it is more of that like aldehyde-y, but again, not in a bad way. The aldehyde-y, that's kind of still taking present there. However, yeah, I keep forgetting which side I put on. Here, totally, it's like, and I love, sandalwood is one of my top favorite fragrance notes ever. Love sandalwood. I have sandalwood shampoo, deodorant. I have like pure sandalwood fragrance oil. I just use just the smell just for mood lifter. I have sandalwood room spray. Like I love it. I'm a nut over sandalwood. Even though I know it's becoming like a distinct plant, so maybe we should stop using it, but it's so nice. And this, I definitely smell the sandalwood in this. I would say this one, Uninhibited is way more sandalwood than Cher de Couture, and I think I made that mistake in my original review. Because this one to me is definitely more like vanilla, leather, powdery kind of ness. Whereas this one, again, definitely more sandalwood, though I do smell the vanilla a lot in this. So that's the thing I want to talk about too. So when this came out, I'm not sure if people didn't, like, people didn't hate it, but people were kind of like, oh, like a celebrity making, a fragrance. Pinky in the air, kind of tight. But, it's funny because Cher, if I'm not mistaken, was either the first or one of the first, like second maybe, celebrities to have a perfume. Again, this was before Elizabeth Taylor. And, back then, I was so snotty. And then later on, Elizabeth Taylor did, and everyone's like, genius, why has no one thought of this before? Which, someone did. Cher herself called herself the jack of all trades. She'll do anything. But yeah, but one reason, though, along with that this didn't catch on too well, compared to, I guess, something like White Diamonds, is, so the opening, again, like I said, it has aldehydes. It is very feminine. But back then, the middle and dry down was considered too masculine, or I guess too unisex, like that, deep, velvety sandalwood mixed with vanilla, tobacco, it has a like warm, spicy, a little exotic, I would say. And it was considered, I guess, kind of a little bit too daring, I guess, at the time. Which is funny, so I wore this to work, because I was just really excited. Well, I'll get to that later. But I was wearing it to work, and my first day having it, and, well, which is today. And I asked her what she thought of it, and I told her about that. And she says, she agreed with me, where she was like, that doesn't smell masculine to me, or it doesn't smell like too manly or crazy. But then again, this was 1988. Maybe it did, but I kind of doubt. I don't know. But that's one reason why. And it is a shame to me because I can't help, maybe I'm weird for this, but I can't help but picture this alternate universe where this was the white diamonds. Like, Cher's Uninhibited is like the classic perfume, like the one that started it all. Because, I mean, it really was, but it to get recognition as it. And, you know, this would be the thing you see in Walmarts everywhere for cheap. Man, can I just say, I wish this was dirt cheap. I would stock up so many bottles of it. But, you know, I don't know. Again, just imagining like this box, like so many of them lined up in Walmart and fragrance stores. I would love that. I mean, again, I love Elizabeth Taylor. She's another queen of mine, and I collect her perfumes too. And you know, I can give huge respect to her. She's also really involved in perfume, or she was. Again, maybe she rest in peace, but she was really involved, and she was really passionate for it as well. But I like this so much more, and to me, this doesn't smell dated to me. By the way, this doesn't smell like 80s. Again, even the aldehyde, it works. Again, even more than Chanel No. 5 as well. So it's quite shocking to me. It's very sad. I think this is very ahead of its time. It's so much better than those ones. I can't help but kind of think of another universe where maybe that happened, but I guess that'd be too good to be true. Yeah, it smells so good. And on my arm now, the sandalwood and vanilla is taking more prevalence. And that's one thing I love about all of Cher's, well, particularly these two, which I consider to be her two main ones, is they have a lot of depth to them. They're very rich, and they tell a whole story. You can smell the top, middle, bottom. It's not just like some of the other ones where it's very linear and like, oh, it smells like that. And it smells like that throughout the entire thing. I love how hers change and evolve, and they smell different on different parts. Because when I had the tester here, it smelled really good on my fingers. That's weird, but you know, how I got it out of there was, you know, I got on my fingers and rubbed it on my skin. And I get that with Eau de Couture as well. It smells different on different parts. Like, different notes will stick out. It's really, really lovely. But yeah, I think, again, I think Uninhibited's so beautiful. I love it so much. Now, so I'll say, let's talk about this. So there was a few differences between the tester and that, which I'm not surprised by. I kind of expected that. You know, there's a difference between a big 90 ml bottle of mix that's meant to be sprayed versus this, which is a little tiny, what is this, I think like 3 ounce or something? Yeah, like something like that, like 3 ounce little tiny thing that you rub on yourself, you know. There's going to be some differences. Like, this was kind of like a speed run of like all the notes, like it just kind of went through it quickly. And that kind of made me feel like the aldehyde was going to last a little less, and it still does, but it definitely lasts longer in the perfume version, or eau de toilette, which I'm fine with. And that's also something I want to say. So, differences. I mentioned before about the kind of difference I noticed, I guess, between the incense and tobacco, and, you know, the vanilla and sandalwood, all that stuff. But one thing I'll also say is, I feel like Uninhibited is definitely more wearable year-round, because, for instance, it was really hot today, and I wore it, and I did not feel cloying and, like, too heavy. Now, I've had that with this, too. I can wear this sometimes in hot weather, but sometimes it is a little cloying. I think it's, like, the powderiness of it and the spiciness. It can be a little much sometimes. And also, it's got vanilla, too. Vanilla's a very warm note with some sweetness. It can be much if you're really in a hot room or, you know, outside in the sun. So that's one thing I really love about Uninhibited more. It's more like velvety, creamy, soft. And also, again, I would say it's more feminine, whereas this was marketed as unisex, and I would still call Uninhibited very unisex, but it is more feminine. So again, the fact people said it wasn't was kind of shocking to me. However, a few things I'll say I like better about Uninhibited. It's more leathery, which I love the smell of leather, so that gets a point. Also, I will say I was quite surprised that, I will say, Uninhibited is really not that heavy, or it doesn't project too well. Like, it's very close to the skin. I think I was shocked because I remember reading reviews way before I got it, again, years ago, how people said it was really strong. But now, I think that makes sense because this is an eau de toilette, and eau de couture is an eau de parfum. I can't say that without sounding fancy. Eau de parfum. But, I mean, it is. And, yeah, it makes sense because this one does last way longer, and again, now it's cheaper. Again, you can get this now for $20. So, that is a great thing about eau de couture, is it's more bang for your buck. And as far as I know, it's not discontinued. It's no longer an exclusive to Scent Beauty. I don't think it's discontinued. I hope not. If it is, I'm really going to stock up on it because I don't want to lose that one too. But for right now, it's really cheap to get, and I'm so happy because I love eau de couture. So, I guess I could say that if you love Uninhibited, but you've never tried this, I would recommend this because it is a good... They are very similar, even though there is differences, and they have a lot of different notes. They share a similar DNA, which is really nice. So, yeah, no, so that's great. You know, I'm glad Cher did come out with this, and now we have some way to get it. Because unfortunately, that's nothing I'm going to get to. As much as I love this, I'm so happy now to have it in my collection. I am going to definitely refrain from using it. Definitely way more than I had for this. Because, you know, I knew I was getting the bottle on this. Deep down, I kind of knew, so I was okay to kind of splurge on that. Also, it's only $10. I can get another one. But this one, I don't think I can do that with. No, I will still wear it. Again, I wore it today. This was my first day having it. I was definitely going to treat myself because I waited so long for this. But I'm going to try and definitely hold out. You know, I don't want to... You know, this is a little piece of history. I know that's corny, but it's true. It is a little piece of history, so I don't want to lose this. So that's my review, thoughts, little retrospective, I guess, on Cher Uninhibited, a classic, an icon. Again, love Cher so much. And yeah, glad this is part of my collection. Anyways, hope you all enjoyed the video. You know, subscribe if you liked it, I guess. I am planning on relaunching this channel. Watch my old reviews if you would like, if you haven't. They're a little bit more awkward than this. Going forward, my videos are going to be more like this. I like this one way more. But yeah, if you want to check out, you know, my old ones, and yeah, I'll be doing some more ones. Also, not just for fragrances, I also will be doing reviews of other stuff. Anyways, see ya. Bye.